Yola, a taluka in Nashik district of Maharashtra state, is famous for its Paithani hand-woven saris and dates back to 200 BC. It is the only place in India producing Paithani saris and having an existence of more than 1,000 handlooms on which these exquisite saris are handmade. The art of weaving Paithani sari had been passed down for generations, with all the family members, irrespective of the age, being involved at learning the nuances of the craft. First, the resham or kora silk is sourced from Bangalore, and after genesis of silk, the dyeing and the spinning process takes place. First, the water and the vat dye is brought to a boil at 100 degrees Celsius. Then the mixture is added to an existing pot of pigment solution, which is lighter in color. As this comes to a boil, sodium carbonate is added and is continued to be boiled at a constant temperature. Then the resham is dipped in this boiling concoction and mixed well. Also, cold water is added in alteration so that the temperature is maintained and the color becomes permanent. The resham is then collected and kept on a rod, and the excess water is drained out and collected in a vessel. This process is repeated multiple times even with hand. Then the threads are washed again and hung on the bamboo pole for drying. Once the threads are dry, they sent back to the weavers for further processing. After this process of dyeing, the resham is received by the weavers in the form of bundles. As the threads are fine, they break easily, so they apply kerosene to separate them and prevent the breakage. Then they are taken through a process of spinning by using a charkha, thus converting the bundles into small spools. Prior to actual weaving, the weaver threads the loom, joins the thread and arranges them properly. Then he fixes the funny through the warp threads lying stretched on the looms. After this, the actual process of weaving starts. The loom is simple and consists of a traditional wooden frame with some minor accessories. Cloth beam or turai enables the weavers, when the work is in progress, to turn the beam slowly and roll the web around it. The reed frame or hatya is supported from the root by cords, and its upper and lower parts are composed of pieces of woods fitting close together. Between them is inserted the comb or reed or funny. The comb is composed of a series of very thin bamboo strips. This comb helps to keep the strings apart. Treadles are the footboards by which the weaver raises or lowers the threads of the warp. The threads are usually numbered and are connected by cords with the upper portion of the jacquard. The footboard is fixed to the ground on two pegs and used for raising the warp. The warping beam or atta is a wooden beam on which the warp is fastened in sections. A stout card is fastened to the middle of this beam. Besides this, there are a number of shuttles which run from right to left and left to right, taking with them the weft threads. Number of bobbins are also used to make the design in the fabric. Pushte is used in designing the border of Paithani, in which it is punched according to design application. Once a sari is completed, it is taken off from the loom and cut. The normal length of such a sari is about 11 feet. It is then folded properly